Hi, my name is Xavier Alexander. I'm a junior political science major and social work 300 student at Tuskegee University. This presentation is to talk about the work that I've done on the project regarding the Louisiana slave database. Let me just start by saying that we received access to this database, and through the access, I was able to analyze and dissect the data that was given, and it was really eye-opening and remarkable to see data from such a past time period be so uh, well collected. And I was able to gain much knowledge regarding slavery within Louisiana. So, for the purpose of this presentation, I've chosen to analyze three variables that I think um, best describe the data within that Louisiana slave database, and those are gender of the slaves, the country of origin, and the location within Louisiana in which those slaves resided. So I first want to start by analyzing the role of gender within slavery in Louisiana. This graph here shows the number of slaves within Louisiana separated by sex. So we find that roughly 51,000 of the slave population in Louisiana were males, and roughly 40,000 were females, which gives us a grand total of around 91,000 slaves that inhabited Louisiana during the period of slavery. Um, and one of the interesting trends is to notice that the male population is larger than the female population. This can be due to the view that males are better field laborers and they can turn a better profit, which would explain the disparity in the number of males versus females. However, we see that the female is still there in big numbers, and that is in large part for the necessity of women to reproduce more slaves, and this will in turn reduce the money slave owners paid for their slave labor. The next variable I want to analyze is birthplace of the Louisiana slaves. So this graph shows the breakdown of the birthplace of the slaves that were within Louisiana, and we can see that a large population of those slaves were in Creole or were born in Creole Mobile. Now, Creole Mobile is a port city that sits on the Gulf of Mexico in Alabama. So we can assume that the birthplace number for the Creole Mobile is so high because it is a port city where there's a high concentration of slaves, which could have led to uh, high breeding numbers within that area. We also see a large population or a good sized population coming from Kisi. Now, Kisi is a city in the West African country of Nigeria, um, and we see that these slaves were spread all across the continent of Africa, the Caribbean, and some were also born within North America, the United States as well. All right. Now, moving on, the next thing I want to look at and analyze is the location of slaves within Louisiana. Now, as we look at this graph, we can see that a large number of the slaves were housed within the Orleans Parish. Now, all these variables are broken down within parishes, and Orleans by far had the most slaves, with around 57,000 slaves within that area, and that could be contributed to the fact that Orleans houses New Orleans, which is the major port within Louisiana, which can attest to the large population of slaves and the large concentration of slaves within that area. Um, so this is my presentation on the Louisiana slave database. I hope you learned something, and I hope that this was enriching to you. Thank you.